There are three types of solar panels on the market. There's a monocrystalline solar panel, which is the one that's over there in the corner, and that's the one we use. There's a polycrystalline panel, and another type of panel called a thin film. I'll just talk about each of the three different types. By the way, the words down the bottom are taken from a really useful publication from the Clean Energy Council. It's on their website. It's an introduction to solar. Monocrystalline panels have been around for about 50 years. They were the original ones invented for the space program. Monocrystalline literally means that the silicon is cut from one single block, and they're monocrystalline. And therefore, what you'll find is the colour of the silicon is the same. These panels, according to the Clean Energy Council, and I'd agree with it, are the most efficient panels in the market in terms of the conversion of sunlight to energy. They will convert, the cell efficiency is around 17% of sunlight to energy. The next type of panel you see there is a polycrystalline panel, sometimes called a multicrystalline panel, where you have, it's an easier process to make. It's multiple blocks of silicon fused together, and that's why it has that lovely opalesque type of effect. You often see them when you're driving down highways. They use them a lot for that. Now, those panels are typically slightly less efficient in terms of the conversion of sunlight, and therefore, to get the same output, you need a little bit more space on each panel. The third type doesn't use silicon technology at all. It's actually called thin film, or amorphous sometimes. And how they make that is they have a pane of glass. They spray the glass with a substrate, sometimes called cadmium telluride and other substrates. And then they put another pane of glass on the back of it. The manufacturing process takes about 2.5 hours. It's a very efficient way to make solar panels. And therefore, they're cheaper per watt. The problem is they don't convert as much sunlight to energy, about 11% typically. So they're the least efficient solar panels. And therefore, you need far more roof space to get the same output. And I'll show you a photo in a minute. The good thing about those panels is they're actually very good in high temperatures, and they're very good in the shade. They don't get impacted as much by shade. But for the average domestic roof space, you don't have the roof space to put them on, because you'd need something like that for a fairly small system. Now, my view is, you're going to want to continue to make energy on your roof. You're probably going to want to add to your system over time. And therefore, we don't personally recommend thin film for domestic houses. I just don't believe in it. Having said that, we certainly do believe in thin film for industrial-sized installations, or a roof like this would not be a problem, because you've got plenty of roof space there. You need 77% more roof space for the same output.